Oh, welcome back to the penultimate episode of Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2 for the PC. And from Shadow's perspective, Sonic just died. But, as we all know, that's not true. Sonic escaped the pod in both the good guy and the bad guy story, but everyone thinks he's dead. And that gives Sonic the ultimate advantage over everyone else. Also, we get one of the most hilarious mistranslations of all time, where Shadow the Hedgehog literally says, "Now I know who you are. You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?" And the reason it's hilarious is because Rouge tells Shadow and Eggman that she's Rouge the Bat at the start of the game. So, if that government spy is a title that everyone knows Rouge is a government spy, how would that not set off Shadow and Eggman?
Rugi the Bat.
Yep. Also, behold, foreshadowing. A newspaper.
Not the newspaper.
No, seriously, the amount of times these characters are using seriously, these characters are all using walkie-talkies. I'm honestly surprised no one's using a pager in this game. You remember pagers?
No, what is a pager?
Oh my goodness. You know, I can guarantee you that the younger people who watch my videos, which are a total of 2 people, meaning, I want to point out, have you actually looked at my channel demographics?
No.
Okay, so what do you think is the age demographic of people who watch my channel?
Probably like 20?
25 to 35 years old. 98% male.
How many people watch you though?
In total, about 600.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting though, because I gotta say that I think this game in particular, Adventure 2, is one of those games that just people like talking about. I don't know what it is, but usually when people post Adventure 2 stuff to the internet, it tends to get views because Sonic fans will click on anything as long as Sonic is in the thumbnail.
Really?
That's what I say. So, what a lot of people who play Sonic do, I'm not doing this because, you know, I don't really care about YouTube like that much. I just do it for fun. Is they will have different channels for different things. You know, somebody will have a react channel, someone will have a gameplay channel, someone will have a discussion channel. You've seen that before, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, the thing is, if somebody has a gaming channel, usually, if they play Sonic, they'll have a Sonic channel. Even if they have a gaming channel. So, there's just something about this series that gets people to become borderline xenophobic of other games. Okay? It's mad crazy, okay? Because I remember there's this guy called Unleashed. He's doing a Sonic channel. But he wants to play other games because, you know, I imagine only playing Sonic, if you're not that crazy about it, would get annoying. I mean, personally, if I had to pick one franchise to play for the rest of my life, it would be Sonic, but that's besides the point. I can imagine most people aren't like that, so they wouldn't do it. So he wanted to play a different game. And the way he said to his audience, like, here's how I'm going to play this game. He goes, what should I do next? The next Sonic game? Or this other game that I want to play? But the way he managed to get people to vote for it is because he said the people who made the game were the people who made Sonic Mania. Because he knew that if he didn't reference the fact that it was the makers of Sonic Mania, no one would have voted for that game. But the sad truth is, because it's the makers of Sonic Mania, that game can no longer exist as a standalone game in its own merit. It will always be compared to Sonic. And that's just a problem that a lot of platformers have, is that if you want to make a 3D platformer, there are 4 games you will always be compared to. Spyro, Crash, Mario, and Sonic. But if you want to make a fast platformer, then no matter what your take is, it will always be compared to Sonic, no matter how different you make them. And this is why, even though I think Spark the Electric Jester, for example, as a game is good, it will not reach the successes that Sonic does, because whenever you play that game, or whenever I played that game a long time ago, the only thing I was thinking of is, man, I wish I was Sonic, instead of this yellow motherfucker. I guess that is a problem with the derivative work. If you try to make a superhero character, it's always compared to whatever the tone of that character is. So if you make a human character, they'll always compare it to Batman. If you make a character who's super powerful, they'll always compare it to Superman, so on and so forth. If you make a character that becomes super duper strong by training, he will always be compared to Goku. I mean, in a way...
Saitama right now.
I mean, Saitama was compared to Goku, oddly enough, during... When One Punch Man was the new series, that was what they kept comparing it to. I mean, I'll say this about a lot of series nowadays. We have enough shows that if they stopped making shows media altogether, we would never run out. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact is, and this is something that maybe you can't relate to, I don't know, but something that I can relate to and a lot of people can relate to, is the fact that for some reason, every time I go back to something to redo it, either rewatch it or replay it, it's always something from 20 years ago. Why is it that I can't find something from the past 5 years that I played once and say, oh man, I want to play it again? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I know, maybe it's just me, but I think that the modern people working on media right now, they suck. I don't think they're that good. I don't believe that we will ever get stuff on the caliber of what came out before. And to be fair, I know why. It's not just corporatization, it's not just the HR departments being assholes, because it is true, that is happening as well. But there is a last part. People go into game development or TV development nowadays as a 9-to-5. It wasn't just something that nobody believed in and they struggled and put everything behind it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Let's this way. When Halo came out, do you know what Halo is?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody literally turned down working at NASA to go work on Halo.
Dude.
What?
It's crazy.
Exactly. That just tells me that there was passion behind that project. Whereas whenever I hear people talk about the current Halo game, Halo Infinite, all I hear is corporate bullshit. I don't care about that. I want to know what happened, but not how the corporation is reacting to it. And also, look at the modern development team. Older development teams were full of, like, extremely sweaty nerds and occasionally attractive individuals. Nowadays, you look at a development team, everyone looks ugly as shit. Have you actually looked up a current AAA development studio's team?
No.
Okay, let me show you an image. So here we have Halo 1 development team. Images. So that's not what I want to see. Also, Shadow just defeated Sonic.
Damn.
That's not the one, is it? No, it's not. I'll show you after. I'm trying to find the image. But effectively, you look at them, and then you look at the Halo Infinite development team. Just if you ever get the chance on your own time, just look that up. Halo 1's development team versus Halo Infinite's development team. They look so different. Actually, so different. Whereas now, I don't know, they just don't look like they care. Also, yes, Eggman finally wins, and now we get the trailer for the last story. What does this trailer look like to you?
It looks like a trailer. I don't know.
It looks like some Kingdom Hearts shit, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Kingdom Hearts is?
No.
Uh,
What's Kingdom Hearts?
it's a crossover between Final Fantasy and Mickey Mouse.
That sounds retarded.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah, you're not wrong. It's actually super popular though.
Like,
What?
I can't understand that.
You can? Okay.
No, I can't.
Oh, I mean, how can you not? Who doesn't want to see? I don't know. Um, Titus from Final Fantasy 9. I think he was 9. Or Luffy from Final Fantasy 9 talk to Winnie the Pooh.
The humans in this game are so creepy.
To be fair, it was 2001. Also, I can't believe they actually showed a last recording of a man about to get executed via firing squad in a kid's game. If we don't see Gerald Robotnik get executed by a firing squad in the movie, we riot. Am I wrong or not?
You're not.
Yeah. Also, if you want, mute yourself and listen to the audio because it's mad creepy.
Gerald.
Yeah, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, that mad scientist, and Dr. Eggman's grandfather. Yeah. If you look in the background, what's it called? In the background, it's actually the jail cell where Sonic was being kept. Yeah. Although, I do gotta admit though, I can't believe they actually decided to have a character get executed via firing squad in Sonic. Like, that's the kind of thing where you're just asking yourself, what the hell happened? Okay, so here's the diary scene. This is where, if you want to, you don't have to, but you could mute yourself and just listen to his voice. Because he sounds mad creepy. I'm actually gonna mute myself on Discord for a bit so you can hear it. So while I'm muted on Discord for a bit, she's gonna be listening to his voice and I want to hear her reaction to it. Because it is actually unnerving how it goes. Still, it is a rather cool scene and I respect it. It is. Listen to his voice. Okay? I'm just saying. She died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. I will say that the English dub of this doesn't really have the same effect that the Japanese dub does with his voice. Maybe it's just me, but that's just the way I see it. And it's crazy how he goes from super emotional to suddenly super creepy once he talks about his original project.
Creepy.
Mm-hmm. Although the question is, when did Gerald get the time to reprogram Shadow's mind on the arc? Now, I get that the arc is huge, so maybe it took some time for them to find Gerald, but it can't be that fast. Okay. So I'm back in the call. What'd you think?
Oh, scary.
Oh, mute your game audio again.
Okay.
Okay. It was scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you heard that recording, how would you react? As if you were actually there.
I would probably poop my pants.
Gross, but okay.
And soil my trousers, if you will.
My gosh. I mean, you're not as bad as Darkside Phil when it comes to that, but it's okay.
Who?
He's a really old YouTube content creator. He's been around for about 15 years. Um, I believe when he recorded Mass Effect, he roleplayed as a Nazi,
Mm.
and he makes a lot of poop jokes. I'm not a big fan of that kind of humor. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm just not into that, but some people are. Okay, whatever. And overall, I mean, I gotta say though, this was actually a really crazy scene the first time I saw it. And as much as I do like this scene, I have to admit that it is a bit awkward rewatching it. And that is the end of part 11. Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen.